Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to show you my handsome Neovim configuration that works on Linux as well as Windows. I'm also going to guide you in installing the Neovim configuration on the Neovim setup. Most people think that having a handsome Neovim configuration on Windows is difficult, and I thought that too, and that is why I use Linux. But this is a live example that you can make a handsome Neovim configuration on Windows. This video was requested by Richter Scale, and you can also request me a video down below in the comment section too. So let's get into the video. I am using Windows Terminal right now with Git Bash as my shell. I use Windows Terminal because it's very customizable, and I'm using Git Bash because it uses MinGW, using which I can use Linux CLI commands on my Windows machine. I'll open a script file for demonstration purposes. I have COC as well as tab 9 auto-completion. For those of you who do not know about tab 9, it is an auto-completion tool that uses AI for auto-completion. I really like tab 9, although the video is not sponsored by tab 9. I also use neovide. Neovide is just a front-end client for Neovim, and I use it because it has pretty cursor animations. It has really great cursor animations. As you can see it right there, it has great cursor animation. And I also use it because it is compatible with displaying icons, whereas no other terminal emulator on Windows is capable of showing the icons except vscode term. If you want to use neovide, there is an extra step that you can see at the last section of the video, but it is purely optional. The Neovim configuration that I am going to guide you to install would work for Neovim as well as neovide. I'll show you my configuration file here. As you can see, it is a big configuration file that is approximately 350 lines of configuration. I use a lot of plugins. I use COC, I use tab 9, I use a lot of stuff. I use a lot of markdown related stuff, as you can see it there. I also type using Goyo. Goyo is that it removes all the distractions around. I can get the distractions back, as you can see it right there. I have all the things back. I also use Limelight, which just also removes distraction and only lightens up the part which I am working on right now. You do not need to write the configuration by yourself. You can just head to my GitHub page where I have my configuration posted, and you can find the link to that in the description below. So let me open a new Windows machine where I'll guide you for the configuration. So this is a new Windows machine with the basic Neovim installation that we had performed in the previous videos. If you're a returning viewer, you must know and have watched the 3 videos that I had posted earlier about Neovim. If you haven't watched the other Neovim videos, you can go watch them to be at the same point at which I am. If you are an advanced viewer and you do not want to watch the explanation videos, you can directly install these things. Number 1, install Neovim via Chocolatey. Number 2, install Vimplug. Number 3, install Node.js, which is utilized by Vimplug. Number 4, install Git for Conquer of Completion if you haven't installed Git. So first of all, we are going to my GitHub page and we are gonna copy the configuration. Now you just need to copy the configuration from the link that has been posted in the description below. So I'll just copy this. Now we are going to open the init.vim file that is stored here. I have guided you to make a configuration file in the first video, and we'll open this with Notepad because you cannot paste directly in Neovim right now. So I'll open Notepad and I'll paste the configuration here, then I'll save it. Now we are going to restart our terminal, which is CMD. I'm using command prompt right now, and hopefully the Neovim configuration has been set up. You just have to ignore the little bit errors that we are getting right now, and you have to type plug install there. Now it will install a lot of plugins and you will have to wait for it to install the plugins. It might take some time, so cup of coffee and wait for it. Okay, so everything has been installed. Now you can enter your Waka time API key if you want to. Waka time just tracks the time you have been coding, but if you do not want to, you can just skip it. Now I'll close Neovim, I'll close my terminal CMD and I'll reopen it. Now hopefully the configuration has been set up. There you go, my man. Everything has been set up, and as you can see there are no icons right there because no Windows terminal can render the icons. You will have to use neovide so that the icons can be rendered. And if you want a great font, you can just head to the nerd font website to get some great fonts. I'll link the nerd font website in the description below and you can open it right there. This has some very great fonts and you can easily install them from here. You can install whichever you like. I personally use Cascadia. Yes, this one I use. Cascadia Cove Nerd font. You can also use that, and then you can go into the properties of whichever terminal you are using and then change the font. So that would be easy. Now you can install the COC modules for whichever language you use. I personally work with JavaScript and TypeScript, so I'll install COCTS server. You can install any other module and you can look that up on the internet. There are modules in this syntax like COC Java, COC Python, COC CPP, COC JSON. You can install them like that and it is pretty easy. So it would be done in just a minute and you'll have to wait till then. So it has been installed. Quick pause. If you're liking the content that I make, a like is much appreciated as it boosts the video on YouTube. And now you are pretty much done with your Neovim configuration, and in the next section of the video I'm going to guide you on how to install neovide, the front-end client for Neovim. If you are interested, you can stay in the video. So to install neovide, you'll have to open PowerShell with administration privileges. I'm sorry. Now you need to paste these commands in the PowerShell. I'll paste them right there. So yeah, Scoop is installing. Scoop is a package manager using which we would install neovide, and we also need to do this command. First we will install git using Scoop install git, and then we would install scoop bucket add extras. You just need to copy the commands. You have all the commands in the description below, and sometimes the links do not render good in the descriptions. I have received some comments regarding that, so I will also create a Google Drive PDF file using which you can copy paste all the commands so that you do not have any problem in that. Yep, so it has been installed, and now we will paste the fourth command, which is scoop bucket add extras, and it would add a repository to the scoop modules. Okay, now the command has been executed, and now we'll install neovide by this command scoop install neovide. Now it's going to install neovide. We need to wait a bit because it is about 50 megabytes and I have a decent connection. So neovide has been installed and you are done. Now we can close this PowerShell window and open neovide. You can open it right from here, neovide. Just give it some time on the first startup, because it can take some time on the first startup. So for some of you, neovide might not open like for me. So you would need to restart your computer, and then neovide would work as expected. I cannot currently restart this machine because this is a temporary machine, and when I restart it, all my progress would be lost. So that's it for this video, and I have some honorable mentions too for the Neovim configuration. So this was the Neovim configuration that I wrote along with some configuration borrowed from a lot of sources. I have to recommend you a Neovim configuration that you might like. So this is another Neovim configuration which is called Code Art. It is a Neovim IDE configuration as a general purpose IDE. You can install it. You have some commands. You can install it if you are a advanced user, but I cannot try it. I could not try it because I have no experience in Lua and LSP, which this repository uses. And you can see some screenshots right there. This uses this type of environment. It is pretty cool environment, but I could not try it. So you can try it if you want to, but I would stick with my configuration because I just love it. So that's it for this video. I'll see you next time.